In this video, it's going to be short, but I just really want to go over a subject matter called mastery. And this is just something that came to mind recently because I've been asking myself and being asked, why am I continuing to make a bunch of videos that I mentioned earlier I don't really necessarily have a deep-hearted passion for or care for the way that they're really turning out because of the style that I'm making them in and the process that I'm using to go ahead and do this. But I started off on this journey with one idea, and it was to do 100 videos in 100 days so that I could learn a whole bunch of things about YouTube, about the algorithm, about the subject matter, and about making videos quickly and using this type of format that I've been using almost since the beginning. I have learned so much. It's been absolutely phenomenal. And at about 30, the first month that I was done making my first bunch of videos, I was thinking about actually abandoning the whole challenge because it just didn't seem to actually been making me grow the way I wanted to. Now, as soon as I made that video and posted it, I started feeling as though I still wanted to make some more videos. And I also didn't want to break the goal of doing it to myself. And I know it sounds a little weird, but I put myself to the challenge and I just didn't want to lose this challenge I made for myself. And I was talking to my business coach and I was talking to my wife, and a lot of people, they said they understood. I thought I got everything I needed out of the first 30 days of making these videos, that it was enough and that I could move on to something that I would enjoy more. But my subconscious, or I don't know what it is, but my desire to make sure that I don't call myself a quitter is keeping me motivated to keep going. And now it is video 57, I believe, that this is being made. So I have done 27 more since then. And I'm getting closer to 100 every time. And I know I can do it now. And I am still learning a ton along the way. And what I realized today is it's a lot like anything else that you want to get good at. It takes time, and it takes the perseverance, and it takes the discipline to keep on doing it, even when you hate it. And there's a book called Mastery. I don't have the reference. If I do find it, I'll put it in the description below. And it talked about how people hit these plateaus with martial arts before they become masters along the way. And it's the master that actually understands that the constant, repetitive, fundamental motions or whatever it practices is what will make you good at what you do. Of course, if you're practicing the right thing. Now, for me, I have no guide as far as who I'm supposed to be practicing of or what, or learning the different processes of that, maybe making better videos, but I am self-teaching myself along the way. But the only way to get better at doing things is to do things, and to get faster is to do things over and over and over again. When I was working at the job and I used to train a lot of people in the marketing analytics, most of them had very, very little Excel skills. And one thing I wanted them to master was Excel. They needed it. They needed to learn how to read it. They needed how to use it, to work it. So a lot of times I would throw them right in the fire the first day, and there would be this monster spreadsheet that needs to be updated every day with daily sales numbers, the spend numbers, and all that tracking that needs to be done. And it had probably about 20 tabs. And I used to work on a sheet that had probably about 50 tabs. It'd all be integrated into each other. They'd use, some of them needed formulas. They needed formula updating occasionally because of the month change and all this other stuff that they would have to do daily on this spreadsheet. And in the beginning, most of them would take about 2 to 3 hours. And as they got better at it, they'd be done in 20 minutes or maybe 25, 30 minutes, but it'd be done very quickly to get the data out. And it is a common practice that I saw everyone doing, that they were frustrated at first. They didn't understand it. They went step by step. They were anxious about doing it. And then they just got really fast and everybody started moving very quickly. In fact, even during the hiring process, I used to tell, one of the questions was, if I asked you to use shortcuts and you continuously didn't, and I took away your mouse, how would you feel? And the reason why I ask questions like this is because if it ever had to happen, I would use that answer to remind them that they said that they would try to do it and that they would persevere through it. Thankfully, I didn't have to ever do that. People started to understand that I required them to use shortcuts because it was just faster, and they got better at it. And they soon mastered the skill up to the level everybody else was at. Probably in about 4 to 6 months of doing it daily and over and practicing stuff. So I am saying this as a reminder out there for those of you who are going through hard times. If you want to say you need to get a better job, learn something, do something, if you want to get to the level of everybody else who's getting paid high in that industry, you need to become a master, and you need to work your way through it. You need to work hard at it. And even for me, I don't know what I really want out of this. If it doesn't work out, if there's something I can do, I know these skills will be useful to film yourself, to edit, to make a video. It's something that's a little different than a lot of people don't do. Yes, there's YouTubers all over the place popping up every day. But how many of them actually get to the point where they start to continue to do it and they master it? Because 99% of them quit before they even make a penny. So this is something, like I said, the better I get at it, the faster I get. Even my wife was saying that some of the videos I make on my other channel, which I put a lot of effort into production of them, and I'm very novice at it. She says that she feels as though it's as high quality as she's seen anywhere else. And I do put a lot of effort and take a lot of time doing those. I do see that I am not necessarily mastering it yet, but I am focusing on doing things over and over, like the way you're seeing it today, the style that I'm using. And I highly recommend that whatever you're working on to get better at, find the fundamental basics that were frustrating, look back, see how far you've gotten, and then continue to work on them. Make it even better, make it even faster, whatever it takes. So what I'm doing right now is I'm continuously learning to go ahead and get better content out, to speak better, to make sure I take away my ums and my ahs and all these other filler words that I don't like using. When I go back through the transcript, I see how many filler words I'm using, and it's pretty ridiculous that I don't even notice I'm saying these words over and over again. So it's good to know I have to master even my speaking a lot better. I used to think I was fairly decent at speaking because I used to teach Sunday school or do talks in front of groups about marketing and all this monthly, or I even took Toastmasters. But even as of today, looking back on it, I have so much to work on. And when I get better, communication is still going to be a very valuable asset. Don't know what I'm going to end up being or doing, maybe communicating through a camera for the rest of my life, and that'll be pretty awesome. But until then, I don't know. And I'm going to continue to work on this. I'm going to go through my 100-day challenge. And I encourage you, whatever you want to get good at, take the time to master it. Work hard at it. Figure out what it took for those who are really great at something, how long it took them to get to where they're at, and see if you can compete with them in that level. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.